You're going to have to excuse me. I got a little bit of a congestion going on here. But I seen an article on Portugal's drug decriminalization. And it brought to mind another documentary I had watched where our Marines were over there kicking in doors on these poppy farmers, the drug lords, Taliban. You know, that's where the Taliban gets their money. Well, it's not only the Taliban. I mean, we got the drug cartels in Mexico that are pretty much running Mexico. And that's why we don't want to shut the border down, because there's billions and billions of dollars made in the criminal trade. Just the same exact thing happened back in Prohibition. You know, the Dudley Do Rights, we're going to save America and make alcohol illegal. That worked out well. Same thing with the war on drugs. Working well, isn't it? The drug cartels are the major, what do you call it, when you go up there to Congress and you protest, they're lobbyists. The drug cartels are the major lobbyists for keeping drugs illegal. They don't want drugs decriminalized because if the price of I don't know what a heroin fix goes for now. Let's use $100. If it goes from $100 down to $1, they no longer make any money by having to grow it, and you know the only way any money could be made on it would be corporate mass production. Now, I don't think there's enough stupid people that would take it to make a corporation, you know, well, I don't know, Pfizer, I don't know who makes the Percocets and Percodans and Zolofts and all like that. You know, they could do it, but they charge outrageous prices because the insurance, that's what insurance says. So their profits would disappear too. Yeah, the big drug corporations, they don't want legalized drugs either, because if you could go to Walmart and get whatever you wanted just by walking up to the pharmacist and showing them your ID, their profits would disappear too. So, you know, the only thing they could charge for would be the, you know, very specialized drugs. But so yeah, it would hurt those big corporations. It would hurt the drug cartels by you know, taking away their money. It would hurt the police departments because there wouldn't be half as many people needing to go to jail. No investigators, wouldn't be pulling people over to search your car. In Tennessee, they search your car for money. They don't search for drugs. They look for money. If you're carrying over $10,000 in Tennessee, you're automatically a criminal. That shows you how Dudley Do-Righted this state is. And they do it. The South does a lot of things under the guise of the Bible Belt. Now, I've read the Bible many times. And a lot of these laws that are made down here, I can't find any of it mentioned anywhere in the New Testament. Very little in the Old Testament. For instance, gambling. Where in the Bible does it mention anything about gambling? Where does it mention anything about drugs? Actually, it says alcohol is good for you. Now, it does say wine. You know, once you distill wine, it becomes hard alcohol, of course. But, you know, a little fermented grape is actually found to be good for you. A little bit. But you can overdose on anything. I mean, you can kill yourself with water, drinking too much water. So that would be interesting. I don't know how, that would be hard to do. Drink enough water to kill yourself. Anyway, it can be done. It's been proven. So we're just throwing money away. I'm going to give you an example. This is an old saying. I'm not the originator of it. But the definition of a fool is somebody that will stick their hand in the fire, get burnt, pull it out, and then immediately wonder if that fire is still hot and stick their other hand in there and get burnt again. So, apparently, the Dudley Do-Rights, Bible does say not to call nobody a fool, but, okay, we'll say they're stupid. Or either that or they're just control freaks. They're a bunch of people that think they know better because they attended a college and they know better. Now, I can prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that nobody knows better than anybody else. Take a nuclear physicist. I know one. I know a nuclear physicist. He spent years. I mean, he's retired now, but he's got PhDs and he knows about plutonium, all that wonderful crap. But if you talk to him about something as simple maybe as training a horse or a dog, it's like, duh. So you have to, there's no one person that knows everything. If the world could not exist if we all could learn everything. It would be like, what are there, 8 billion people in the world now? Is anybody seen the movie Lucy? Could you imagine 8 billion Lucys? The world would implode into a giant black hole. We just couldn't exist. We couldn't exist on this earth anyway. So it's like, anyway, let's go back to the stupidity of government. I mean, I'm picking on the drug enforcement thing right now. And a lot of stuff is being paid, all this terrorist stuff is being paid for by the drugs. So, if we cut off the money, we've ended a lot of our problems. Let's get rid of them. Just take their money away. And, the terrorists will have no money to spend. Of course, then they're going to, over there, they'll say they get it from oil next. I've been studying stuff online. I've been messing with the internet since its inception. I mean, I was on the computer on Prodigy before, dial-up 300 baud stuff. And there is nothing short of fresh produce, fresh meats, fresh and frozen foods that cannot be delivered to your door for free. For the same price it costs you to get in your SUV, drive to Walmart. There is a delivery van that will deliver it to your door. Why are we all driving around in our cars to town all the time? All we're doing is making the fat cats fatter. I heard a commercial. Actually, it was a Gooberment commercial a while back that said the future belongs to the efficient. And for all you Bible Belt people, in Revelations, the harlot that all the nations were drunk on her wine. What was this wine that all the nations of the world drank and became drunk on? What liquid does the world, I mean, the world as we know it, wouldn't, what liquid? It ain't wine. Oil. Every nation in the world is so dependent on oil. And America's dependency is mostly greed. The individual greed of the people. We have so many different alternative modes of transportation. I mean, the only reason I can think of it being that way is the oil. Big oil companies have lobbied Washington and bought up all and any patents to squash energy independence. You know, fossil fuels should have been phased out already. But anyway, back to the drug thing. Yeah, we should follow Portugal's lead. If decriminalization has no effect on the amount of drug users, why are we spending billions of dollars on it? I mean, we're spending billions of dollars or hundreds of billions of dollars on ineffectual stuff. Maybe you should treat it as a disease instead of a crime. There's a novel idea.